In our daily lives, we tell time. It's important to know what time it is to the minute, but it's also important to know how much time has passed or how much time something's going to take. For example, if you want to figure out how long a movie's going to be, you need to know elapsed time. If you need to know how long it's going to take you to get there, you're going to need to know elapsed time. So today we're going to practice finding out how much time has gone by. We're going to learn how much time goes by between the start time and the end time. I went to go see a movie. The movie starts at 2 o'clock and it ends at 3:25. I need to know how long I'm going to be in the movie. The first thing I want to do is figure out how many hours have passed. So I'm going to use my clock and I'm going to move the hour hand, and every time I move to another number, that means 1 hour has passed. So I'm going to move my clock over an hour to 3. And since the movie ends at 3:25, 1 hour has passed. So I can say 1 hour has passed. However, the minute hand moved from the 12 to the 5. So now I need to figure out how many minutes have gone by. So I'm just going to count by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So 25 minutes have gone by. The movie was 1 hour and 25 minutes long. I'm going to a baseball game. The baseball game starts at 11 o'clock a.m. and it ends at 2:35 p.m. I want to know how long does this baseball game last. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to count the hours. I'm going to see how many hours go by from 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock. So I'm just going to count. 1, 2, 3. So 3 hours have gone by. So I could say 3 hours. But some minutes have gone by because if you look, this minute hand has moved around the clock to the 7. So I need to find out how many hours have gone by from the 0, the 12, to that 7. So let's count by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So 35 minutes have moved on that clock. So the total time of that baseball game was 3 hours and 35 minutes. One mistake that third graders make is they want to add time or subtract time to find the difference. It does not work. This works when you're using numbers, but this does not work when you're doing time because it just is not going to work. If I were to subtract this, it would give me some weird answer, and the time would be 8:65. Nope. 8:65 is not a time, so I don't want to see third graders doing this. Now, Miss Ritsky and I are going on a road trip, and we leave at 9:05 in the morning, and we get there at 12:15 in the afternoon. How long were Miss Ritsky and I on our road trip? The first thing we do is we figure out the hours. We're going to count how many hours it takes to get from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock. So 1, 2, 3. It took us 3 hours. Now we need to figure out how many minutes. You notice it doesn't start at 12. It starts at 1. And it ends at the 3. So I need to figure out how many minutes have gone by from the 1 to the 3. And I'm going to count by fives because we're talking about minutes. So here we go. 5, 10. 10 minutes have gone by. So Miss Ritsky and I were on our road trip for 3 hours and 10 minutes. It's important to remember that when we count hours, we count by ones, because hours on the clock go by ones. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. But when we count minutes, it's important to remember that when we go from a number to another number, we count by fives, because Each of these little ticks on the clock count as 1 minute, and we group them by 5. So we would say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and keep going. Don't get those confused, because that will mess up you finding your elapsed time. Here's one for you to figure out in your groups. If third graders go to lunch at 11:45 and they get done at 12:15, how long do you get to enjoy your lunch? Talk about it in your groups.